We're beginning to hear some actual comments from the royal family themselves. Not long after the interview, but certainly a good day or so, there was that statement from the Queen in which she very briefly said that recollections may vary, and regardless, they were taking very seriously the allegations made in the interview and dealing with it privately. Since then, Prince William this morning has made a short comment. He was on a public visit, and some of the press shouted questions to him. One of them was whether he'd spoken to his brother Harry yet. He said he hasn't spoken to him yet, but he will do. And then the second follow-up question they managed to get in there before he cleared off was, is the royal family a racist family? Obviously, that's the central question here. Prince William answering, it is very much not a racist family. So while the royal family is planning to deal with this privately, it seems that when they're asked questions about it out in public, they don't want to avoid it.
Somewhat remarkable to hear that the two brothers there have not spoken since this. Are we really learning and gathering here that there's a much deeper sort of fissure between the family members than perhaps we realized?
Well, Prince Harry did say in that interview that the relationship between him and his brother was one of space, but he believed that time would heal all wounds, or at least he hoped so. It's been clear to everybody that Prince Harry and Meghan's departure from the United Kingdom, and really from the royal family as well, has been something that's hurt relationships within that family, as well as now hurting the actual reputation of the royal family itself. One of the things that Prince Harry was talking about in the interview with Oprah Winfrey was the breakdown in relations between him and his brother and him and his father. So that's the future king, and then the next in line after that. Both of them, he said, had a breakdown in relationship with him. He said that Prince Charles, in fact, had cut off his money and had stopped taking his calls at one point during the negotiations over their exit from the family as working royals. So really, there's a lot of family confidence building that needs to go on there. That's perhaps why the Queen wants to make this a private matter. And of course, when it comes to the reputation of the royal family, the Queen takes that very seriously, and she will be trying to deal with any allegations of racism or lack of suitable response to mental health issues within the family as well.
Melissa, both such sensitive issues right now internationally to be leveled at the royal family. Has this truly been perhaps one of the most damaging claims that could have come out of this interview, that there's inherent racism in the family?
It's not been a good period for the royal family's reputation generally, with Prince Andrew as well being involved in controversies regarding Jeffrey Epstein. But then this interview came and perhaps had a more salacious element to it, much more gossip value. And this hasn't been good for the royal family because in the past, especially the two princes, William and Harry, have made quite a big deal of promoting mental health awareness. So then for one of them to say, to allege that there's this failure of dealing with mental health problems within the family itself, well, it's obviously very damaging to their reputation. But also, to some extent, it's made people doubt that story. Many British people are wondering if some of these claims have been over-exaggerated.